good evening. Welcome to our Clever Fox Instagram live session. And today we are discussing a very interesting book. It's called The Sandwiched. Very interesting title, I must say, written by our author, Mr. Abhitabh D. Honap. So let me introduce you to our author. So Mr. Amitabh was born in Pune, India, an engineer and a postgraduate in management. He has built a distinguished professional journey spanning over 2 decades. During this time, he worked with several blue chip and multinational companies and earned multiple patents in the field of engineering. Since 2013, he has been leading a successful organization in the area of water management, combining technical expertise with a larger vision for sustainable solutions. Beyond his professional achievements, Mr. Amitabh is a keen observer of current affairs and an ardent student of Indian knowledge systems. His intellect curiosity, shaped by literature, spirituality, and poetry, which deeply influence his writing and reflections. He is known for crafting stories, short poems, and thoughtful analysis that connect easily with the readers. His earlier work, Me Geeta Bolte, received wide appreciation and several awards. Me Madhe Guntela Mimi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, sir. We'll ask you about it later. Was also
Yeah.
warmly received, as were his contributions to Marathi poetry and his thought-provoking articles in Think Positive. As an author, Mr. Amitabh aims to offer fresh perspectives through engaging narratives and lived experiences. He seeks to take readers on a journey into a known and unknown, creating stories that not only entertain but also gently inspire new ways of thinking. So, welcome, sir. And first of all, congratulations for your book. So, how does it feel?
Thank you, Claire Fox, for inviting me to this session. It's been a while that book is out and published, so I'm trying to gauge about how the book is moving around, and nice to have an interaction with you today.
Right, sir. So, shall we have a Q&A session to know more about the book?
Sure.
All right, sir. So, one line. What is The Sandwiched all about?
Sandwich actually would mean caught between. If you literally go by the word, it's caught between. Now, caught between expectations, caught between desires and abilities, caught between conflicting scenarios, I would say. And normally, for each one of us, it's caught between the need to take decisions and the inability to take decisions at the same time. So that's where sandwich comes from.
All right, sir. So, what inspired you to write about the sandwich generation?
Okay, and, the sandwich generation the book refers to is a generation which is in the mid 50s, and the entire plot of the book revolves around the axis of this generation. Now, as the book is titled The Sandwiched, I thought of putting this generation in the forefront because this generation actually is sandwiched between the older generation, which is growing weak, growing more dependent. So they have to take care of the older generation and the younger generation, the children's generation, which is trying to find its feet. So the sandwich generation has to take care of the older generation and also take care of the younger generation and present them to the process called life. So that's where they get sandwiched.
Absolutely, sir. So, how much of this story is real versus imagined?
The story is a fiction. It's a fiction involving three characters, Shalini, Santosh, and Shaunak. But the experiences, the scenarios, the circumstances these characters go into the book are actually real. When I mean by real, if the readers are going to read this, I'm sure each one of us will find out that this is something which is mirrored from their own lives because the situations they face, they confront are real life situations. Put it in a fictional way to make it more reader friendly, I would say.
All right, sir. So, which character do you relate to the most?
No, it's a tough question. I created all the characters, and I belong to the sandwich generation age as far as I am concerned. But I know that I have lived past the younger generation few years back, and in few years hence I'm going to go to the older generation as well. So no specific character actually would appeal more to me. They're all my characters. But yes, the entire pot play involving all the characters actually has relates more to the me.
All right. What does being sandwiched mean to you personally?
At the start of our discussion, we mentioned about what sandwiched is. Basically, sandwich talks about getting caught between. At the same time, if we take an example of a real sandwich, take care of example of the Subway sandwich, for example. We know Subway sandwich, they make choice of the bread. Then you have all the fillings inside, the vegetables, the condiments, the dressings, the olives, jalapenos. Just imagine we have a choice to fill in the fillings inside the sandwich. We have limited choices for the bread, maybe three or four choices for the bread. So that is the external part of the sandwich. What goes inside the sandwich is something which we choose from the array of things available at the counter. If we have very less fillings inside, you will have more taste of the bread. But if you have more fillings inside, you will start getting a different taste to the entire sandwich made and delivered to you. And your choice of dressings, your choice of vegetables will add flavor and zing to the entire sandwich preparation process as well as the taste. Why I'm bringing this example is even we see our lives, the breads would actually mean the external factors, the external world to us. Something which is inside is something what we have, the substance inside us. The I would say the metal inside us, the upbringing inside, the value system we have, and more substance, more value system, stronger value system, I would say, would make the sandwich more presentable, delectable, and enjoyable to eat. So that's where personally I feel philosophically how the sandwich is. And in the book, I have mentioned about the three gunas of nature. It's a very interesting philosophy. Just to elaborate more, each one of us, you, me, table, your laptop, anything which is tangible, is made of five elements of nature and three gunas. The five elements we know: air, water, fire, sky, and wind, the five elements. So each one of us are made of these five elements, and each one of us are guided by the three gunas. Even non-living things would be guided by the three gunas. So what are these gunas? Raja, Sattva, and Tama. This is an Indian philosophy. So these gunas actually do the interplay amongst themselves in each of us, and our actions, reactions are based on the predominance of a particular guna at particular point of time. So the Sattva Guna will make you more spiritual, more, I would say, more friendly. The Rajas Guna will make you more desirable, more ambitious, more aspirational. And the Tamas actually will start driving you down, pulling you down, more lazy, the envy, the all the voices in you would be determined by the tamas. So all these three gunas continuously keep fighting amongst each other and try to take a predominant position. So we are also sandwiched between the play of the gunas is something a philosophical point of view I try to put across.
Lisa, I must say a great metaphor you have used there. So, okay, was this book more emotional or philosophical to write?
I think I briefly touched upon. Yes, the book covers the emotions which the characters go through, and these are all real life emotions. But as I mentioned, you and me, when I read this book, you'll definitely feel that these emotions are something which you actually are going through right at this point of time, or some point of time you've gone through. Philosophical, if I were to write a book philosophically, just taking the three gunas in place, it would have been a little bit monotonous or a little more technical to read. So, weaving the philosophy of the gunas along with the emotions of the three characters and creating a simple story base which each of us could relate is something which I thought I would bring through the entire process of writing.
Absolutely, sir. So, one key message the reader should take away.
First message to the readers is please buy this book and read it. That's the first message. But I would say once you end up reading this book, I would say the reader would definitely have a different perspective at looking at life. I'm sure his frame of vision would be broadened. He would have more shift in the paradigm, looking at things, looking at life, looking at people around him, specifically the family, and he would have even more broad mindset to look at things, and maybe he'll reach a stage where he'll start getting more stable. So that is, I think, the objective of me putting this across in a interesting form of the three characters. But then objective remains to make reader more, let's say, evolved and broader in his sense.
Absolutely, sir. So this brings us to the end of our Q&A session. Thank you so much for sharing all the information and insights of the book. So do you have the hard copy of the book with you right now? Would you like to
Sorry, I
show?
think your voice is a little slow on me. If you can,
Yeah. So do you have the hard copy of the book with you right now?
yeah, I think I have.
I would like
One second.
you
Yeah,
could show our readers.
yeah, this is the one.
Right. Lovely cover. Yeah, very reflective.
The
I
cover
have
actually would give some sense of what the book would contain.
absolutely, sir. Would you like to read a few excerpts? Any favorite part of yours? Would you like to share?
Yeah, I think one very interesting thing which came up during writing, which I think if I can trace it out quickly and read it for the readers. Maybe I'll read you something at the end of the book. Uh, See, the situation actually would unfold about some difficult scenarios with the protagonist of the book go into. And at the conclusion of the book, the epilogue, it says they also interacted and reminisced amongst themselves about their peers, some of them around, some of them who had settled abroad, and those who had faced similar encounters concerning their inner families. Quietly inside, they attempted to read the lives and tried to search a method. Good try, but such methods are not universal. Even the curious case of childless couple Yogini and Govind quickly scrolled over Shalini's mind. Now, this is a very interesting line I thought would connect with most of the readers. Though studying others' lives might be easy, matching theirs is not. Some deeper thinking took them closer to the decision, again took them far, and they kept swaying, thinking, and weighing what they thought. Like a few constants of nature, choice is always a constant, it always exists. Not deciding was also a choice, only if they had a luxury of time. So this is how the book ends, just to give the reader some interesting thought what the book would contain.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And very beautifully portrayed, I must say. I've gone through the book as well. So I feel that, every reader would relate to it somewhere or the other. So, uh, yeah, thank you for writing such a beautiful book. So, shall we have a rapid fire round to make it a little fun? If you
Yeah,
could
you
put
can go ahead.
the camera a little down, sir. Yeah,
Better?
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Shall we have the rapid fire round?
Sure.
All right, sir. So one word, sandwich life.
All of us.
All right. Parents or kids who need you more.
It's actually both because the kids are going to be parents in at some stage of time. The parents are going to go to a elder stage at some stage of time. So I think both would need this book in equal proportion. I like.
Yeah, circle of life. All right. So duty or desire.
Yeah, all it starts with the desire. Right? You say, I want to be something, I want to have something, I need to be something, uh, I need to reach somewhere. So it all starts with desire. But when you go into the mode of desire, desire, of course, would need some actions to achieve the desires. It also would need abilities to achieve the desires. So when we talk about desires, that comes with actions, and actions are nothing but duties. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell Arjun that Karamanye Vadikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana, duty first. So you start with desire, but finally duty takes a higher position compared to desires.
Absolutely, sir. So stability or passion?
Again, it starts with passion,
Hmm.
but finally it should rest down on the stability. The more stable you are, more stable, more even-headed you are, you can definitely chase your passion.
Absolutely, sir. So sacrifice or self-care?
I think self-care here, or we talk about self-care, it normally, tends to be negative. It tends
Hmm.
to be self-centric, selfish.
Yeah.
But I think looking at a very broader perspective of self-care, it is all that makes you content, makes you happy. So you have to take care of yourself to be content, to be happy, to be steady. And the moment you are happy and content and steady, I would say you start looking outwards. You start looking beyond yourself. So unless you're stable, you don't have the ability to look beyond yourself. The moment you start looking beyond yourself, then yeah, the immediate people around you is your family, your very close ones. And then you start walking some extra miles for them, which finally translates into sacrifices. Sacrificing your time, sacrificing your energy, sacrificing something else. And it becomes so subtly because you now feel they're part of you now. You don't do something extra for them. So, yes, it starts with self-care again, but it normally extends to sacrifice is a different word, but I would say extension of yourself. So it becomes a very natural, seamless process.
Absolutely, sir. So family expectations, fair or heavy?
Again, I think the earlier question perhaps has a sub question to this. We are all gregarious. We want to stay along with people. We have accepted the system of staying in a society. The perhaps the Stone Age man was living alone, and then he realized living alone is not a good thing for life, and he started living in a society. The smaller section of society is the family, because you live together in a single house. You share a lot of things with each other, and then you start having expectations because you live together. You have expectations. My mother has to do something for me, my father has to do something for me, and stuff like that. And slowly, when you start living together, you realize that you also have some duties towards each other, not only expectations. And the moment these understanding is clear, then the equilibrium exists. Then I don't think it becomes fair or unfair, because then you start becoming more homogeneous with each other, and expectations are mirrored with duties as well.
Well said, sir. So heart or mind?
Sorry?
Heart or mind?
Mm, actually, it has to be both. You can't be overtly analytical, quantitative, logical at all times, and you can't be just emotional at all times. There has to be a balance between both of them.
Absolutely. So silence or confrontation?
Again, like self-care, confrontations sound little negative that you confront with the person in front of you. But I would say, in a scenario we're talking about, in a family scenario, a dialogue, communication, discussion, exchange is always the right way to go. Compared to silence. Silence is going to hide a lot of things. Silence is going to create miscommunications, misinterpretations, miscommunications, prejudices, and that's not the objective. So, and as a very simple example, in a family, if we can sit, all of us sit together for one meal in a day across a dining table and just interact without the gadgets what we have studied us with, just interact, and that interaction will open up lot of closed doors which we have closed ourselves. Actually, the doors are supposed to be open from inside. So we're looking for the keys outside. The key is always inside. So you start opening the doors, you start exchanging information. I'm telling from a personal experience as well. This actually helps. A family which has a dialogue, which has a communication, is far happier family. And the constituents of the family also are happier because you have the ability and the resources to exchange.
Absolutely, sir. So this brings us to the end of our session. Thank you so much for joining and sharing insights. So, any concluding words for our readers, for our audience?
Yeah, I would just conclude by saying the book is written with a thought in mind that we all go through challenges, which the book also tries to depict. Uh, as I mentioned, while reading the book, most of us will find that some things are happening currently in my life, and how can they come and get printed on a paper in a book? But because it's universal, the problems we face are very universal, very common, very contemporary. And the only problem is we are so focused or so entangled between our, I would say, pottery of thoughts. We don't understand the perspectives, the scenarios around and why this is happening. And even if we understand why this is happening, we don't really put forth a lot of efforts to find out how to come out of it. In the previous discussions, we did talk about stability. The steady mind, the more steadier the mind, more ability we have to think and look at the solution, look at the problem and find a solution which is more sustainable, more, I would say, inclusive. And I think that is something which the book tries to predict and portray, that problems are galore, problems are with everyone. The way we look at the problem is something which will differentiate us from the crowd. And more people start to look at the problem in a broader way, in the perspective of the others. Then I think he has a better chance to find a solution which not only satisfies himself or herself, plus the people at large.
Absolutely, so. So, thank you so much and congratulations once again. And
Thank
any
you.
future projects in the pipeline?
I have actually I've written a couple of books in the past, and a book of mine would hit the stores soon. That is basically an autobiography of the Bhagavad Gita. It's a very different concept again. We are talking about Bhagavad Gita herself narrating what happened on the battleground and how she was evolved and developed by Lord Krishna. So it's a very different way the Gita is put across to readers, and I think like Sandwich, the readers would also like to know more and read about the concept of the book. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, all the very best for your upcoming book. And thank you so much. And thank you, audience. Also, grab the copy if you haven't yet. It's available on all our online sites, Amazon, Flipkart, ZippyBees. So grab a copy. You'll definitely relate to it somewhere or the other. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. And
Thank
that
you. Thank you for
is
your
the
time. Thank you,
end of
Clear
it.
Fox. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.